Madam Speaker, I thank the gentleman for yielding. I thank him for the formal notification of the Congress that he presented earlier to the House of Representatives, and thank him for bringing us this opportunity to express our sadness over the passing of our colleague Tom Lantos. Madam Speaker and my colleagues, yesterday morning when I received the very sad news of Congressman Lantos's Chairman Lantos's passing, that call was followed very quickly by a call from the President of the United States, expressing to me as Speaker, but through me to each and every one of you, his sadness over Tom's passing and his words of praise for Tom Lantos's leadership. I told the President how appreciative I know we would all be of his kind words, and that I would convey them to this House of Representatives. Madam Speaker, you know that the House has lost, not only the House, the Congress, the country, has lost one of its most talented leaders, and the world, indeed the world, has lost one of its greatest champions for human rights with the passing of Chairman Tom Lantos. He was a statesman, he was a gentleman, and he will be deeply missed. As the only Holocaust survivor ever elected to Congress, Tom Lantos devoted his public life to shining a bright light on the dark corners of oppression. From his earliest days in the House, when he founded, with Congressman John Porter, the Congressional Human Rights Caucus, to his final days as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, he used his powerful voice to stir the consciences of world leaders and the public alike. Because he had lost his mother and so much of his family in the Holocaust, his wife Annette, his two daughters, Annette and Katrina, his grandchildren and great-grandchildren, were the center of his universe. Madam Speaker, I told some of our colleagues earlier that Tom and Annette, and they were a team in every way, whether it was establishing the Human Rights Caucus or working together for the benefit of our district, his district, and our country. They were a team. And all who knew Tom knew how devoted he was to his family and to Annette, whom he adored. They worked as a team, bringing great intellect, experience, and compassion to their outstanding work in public service. Annette was alone after the Holocaust as well, and when they married, they had two daughters, Annette and Katrina, who produced this wonderful family of 18 grandchildren. And from two daughters, 18 grandchildren, they said to their parents, "You lost your families in the Holocaust. We are bringing to you a new family." And how proud Tom was of all of that. Having lived through the worst evils known to mankind, Tom Lantos translated his experience into a lifetime commitment to the fight against anti-Semitism, for the Holocaust education, and a commitment to the State of Israel. Tom Lantos was not only a champion of human rights, he was an expert on foreign affairs and diplomacy and the security of our country. He had a rare combination of extraordinary knowledge, great wisdom, extraordinary skill and judgment, and a great moral compass. He rallied us to the cause of defending basic human freedom within the borders of the most powerful countries and in the most remote places in the world. He stood tall and sometimes lonely fights for the people of China and Tibet. I was proud that we had the opportunity to work together and with the President of the United States in a bipartisan way to honor the people of Tibet by presenting the Congressional Gold Medal to the Dalai Lama last year. Tom, along with Congresswoman Ros-Lehtinen, were co-sponsors and co-authors of that legislation. Thank you, Congresswoman Ros-Lehtinen. He fought to end the genocide in Darfur and recently helped enact legislation to crack down on the Sudanese regime. He worked to strengthen sanctions against the military junta in Burma and worked for the release of Aung San Suu Kyi. In just his first year as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Lantos also helped enact the 9/11 Commission recommendations to better protect the American people. Throughout his 3 decades in the House, Tom Lantos always used his experience and intellect to empower the powerless and to give voice to the voiceless throughout the world. Here at home, Tom Lantos championed working families, Working families had no better friend in the Congress of the United States than Tom Lantos, and he was a strong leader in protecting our planet for the future. He also authored key provisions of our landmark energy bill, which the President signed into law. Thanks to Tom Lantos, that law includes provisions that will help the United States assume a greater leadership role in the world to fight climate change. He will long be remembered for his efforts to expand and protect the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, which is one of the nation's most visited national parks and a treasure for Bay Area residents. I had the privilege of serving with Tom as we shared representation of the city of San Francisco, and it was one of the privileges of my service in Congress to work with him on behalf of the people of San Francisco. Congressman Lantos was also well known for his strong support of infrastructure improvements, including the expansion of BART service and other mass transit solutions. Though his leadership was felt around the world, he always remained a fierce advocate for his constituents in the 12th Congressional District. Tom Lantos called himself an American by choice. America is a stronger nation, a more caring nation, a nation more true to its founding ideals, because Tom Lantos chose to call this land his home. My thoughts and prayers are with Annette, dear Annette, their daughters Katrina and Annette, his 18 grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren. I hope it is a comfort to them that so many people throughout the entire world mourn their loss and are praying for them in this sad time. Goodbye, Tom, my friend. It was an honor to call you colleague, a privilege to serve with you, and a joy to be your friend. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Gentleman from California.
Madam Speaker, Tom will be